passenger side. Alright, two more. 1 and 2. Alright, so I got the 3 down the driver's side done. Snugged everything back up. Made sure I plugged all the connectors back in nice and firm. Do me a favor, when you tighten down these top 10mm screws, this whole the top of this whole coil pack is plastic, so you don't want to go too hard or you will crunch it. And reason number 567 why you want to do your own auto repairs: it gives you a chance to look underneath the hood. And here's what I found: a nice dry rotted hose that should have been snugly on there and fell right off because it's split at both ends, so we'll be replacing that as well today. So over here, heading down the passenger side, undid the clip for the front cylinder, pulled out the coil pack, and just wanted to point out, just for the sake of being all inclusive, this air hose here just pulls right off the air box, and that gets twisted out of the way, and that way you can get access down into the spark plug reservoir real easy. Couldn't do that before, so just wanted to point that out. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of this front cylinder. There we go. Take care of this front cylinder, and then I'll let you know how difficult it was to pull off this reservoir so we can get to cylinders. I guess we'll call those cylinders number 5 and cylinder number 6, because they're the last 2 I need to do after this one. Alright, so forgive the multiple edits, but let's keep it short and sweet. Okay, got this last spark plug put in here, and now I'm looking straight back at numbers 5, what I'm calling number 5 and number 6. Trouble is, you can't get to them because all this garbage is in the way. So what I'm going to do here is I really only need to shift things over probably about a good 2 inches, just so I can get those coil packs up out of the way. And for that, I'm going to move my coolant reservoir. Same 10mm screws that you've been using. One here on the firewall, one here on the firewall. I don't see any others, but if they are there, I will certainly point them out as I keep making the video. And I'm just going to shift that off to the side. There are several hoses coming off of this tank. 2 on the top, 1 down here on the bottom. My guess is that we're going to get 2 inches of play without having to do too much. So I'm hoping those hoses will stay in place, and then we'll grab those last 2 spark plugs out of there. So take the magic 10mm socket, and we'll just start loosen those up. I tell you, you gotta love socket extensions. Using a 10-inch extension on this to get down into those reservoirs where the spark plugs are. So, oh yeah, this is gonna have plenty of movement. All right, so let me point my camera up in the air and drop some stuff on the ground. And we'll just keep taking these screws off. A little helpful hint: always put all your screws and stuff in the same place as you take them off, and that way you're not looking around when it's time to reassemble, trying to figure out where you put something. Nothing more irritating in the middle of a car repair than dropping something down into the engine compartment, or even worse, just losing it or having it roll down the driveway and fall in a crack, and the next thing you know, you're going to the auto parts store just for something stupid like a screw or a nut. Alright, let's see how this works out for us. Alright. Loosen this by hand and pull forward. Okay, well, cylinder 4 was not a problem. Down here, cylinder 5, you probably don't need to loosen this, but I did anyway because it did give me a little bit of space. Tell you the truth, I climbed up on my bumper, kind of get over the top of the engine, and this changed the whole dynamic on accessing the parts. I was able to get right down through here and get out next to my last cylinder. The last cylinder here, passenger side, closest to the transmission dipstick, is a little bit of a bear to get to. So that's why I wanted to get in here before I take it out and show you that first I had to, I think there is value in pulling off this reservoir tank for the antifreeze, and then I got my 10-inch extension and my socket on the down into the on the spark plug itself, and then I was able to hook up my ratchet, and now I'm up here trying to loosen that. But I wanted to show you pretty much how snug it is getting into that spot, but it is doable. You know, not terrible, but more troublesome than the rest of them. So I'm going to loosen that and swap it out and put it all back together, and I'll do a quick recap. But this is it. These are the 6 spark plug locations on a 3.7 liter Jeep Liberty, and should have this one out in just. All right, YouTube folks, we just got the last cylinder spark plug replaced. It did take some manipulating. I actually knelt up here. Actually, I had my feet up here, had my knees up here right on the next to the radiator, so I could get up and over the top and down into the back. It did take a little bit of manipulating. I do recommend taking off those 2 screws to loosen that reservoir. It really only gives you about a 1/2 inch of shimmy, but I think it was a good 1/2 inch. Make sure that you get all your electrical connections hooked back up to your coil packs, and your coil packs are pushed straight down. They should seat rather easily. And then make sure all your hoses, I took off this hose here in the back, wherever that is, there we go, and this main air intake hose. This I'm going to be driving right over and buying a replacement for. But everything else has been replaced. All my clamps have been retightened, and the magic question now is, will it even start now that I've played with it? So we'll go in here and, oh, this is almost embarrassing. 161,000 miles, never changed the spark plug. There you go. Runs like a dream. So wow. After seeing those electrodes worn down to nothing, I'm going to strongly suggest that I'm going to do better on my gas mileage as well. I won't tell you what road I was on, but this afternoon I came back down the highway. I cruised between 70 and 75. I reset my trip computer, and I was averaging 21.8 miles a gallon. I'm not going to be able to check that right this second, but I will check it and have it updated by the time I post this video to YouTube. Alright, so hopefully this was of some value to you. It's not as intimidating as you think to get to the spark plugs, though it did take a little bit of effort, but trust me, I have worked on worse. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it's of value. Thanks.